Tonight, we have a brilliant opportunity to catch the man himself, Raj Brahmbhatt, the founder and CEO of Zeebu, a very good friend of mine. And I have had enormous amount of fun in this whole journey of Zeebu. So Raj, thank you so much for taking time off during your Token 2049 and getting to chat with us.
For the viewers, any day. Thanks for having me.
Amazing.
Thanks for watching.
Amazing. So Raj, one thing that people keep asking about, and I know a while ago I spoke to our other co-founder Keshav. I was asking him, why did you even venture into Zeebu? Why did you even have to do this? Because I know the traditional business in telecom has been flourishing,
right.
But you saw a problem that nobody else spotted.
Right.
And tell us more about why did you even think we need a platform like Zeebu?
So look, I mean, today, connecting to your loved ones and connecting commercially are the most important things that we've done for the past few decades, right? Telecom as an industry has helped many, many industries and businesses flourish. Right. I mean, you think of, let's say, let's just talk about communications for a second. Think about quarantine. When all of us were hidden away and no one could leave, what was the one thing that kept us going? What was the one thing that helped us connect with our loved ones and kept businesses running? It was communications.
Communications, absolutely.
Right. So telecom has played a key part in our ecosystem for decades now, ever since the first telephone was discovered.
Sure.
So as I grew up, obviously I had a lot of exposure to the industry. I had a deep understanding of it as well. And I kept watching the same cycle happen over and over again. And there was an inconsistency that I couldn't quite put my finger on, right? Well, it wasn't that I couldn't put my finger on the inconsistency, I couldn't find the root and, of course, the solution. So the inconsistency was the liquidity crunches that were coming from the high cost of transactions and settlement delays due to international banking. So as I grew my background in finance and economics, and I got a deeper understanding of technology and how it's helping today's industries with solutions to our problems, right? I wanted to venture into solving that settlement delay issue. So, which is when I reached out to my co-founder and COO, Keshav, you know him very well.
Sure, yeah.
Right. Me and him were brainstorming together and thinking on exactly how to implement this change in the industry that we want.
Sure.
Right, because another thing about the telco sector is they've been doing really well. So honestly, to some extent, they're a bit cocky, which makes them rigid. Right? They don't easily pick up change. So we needed to create a settlement and payments layer that was really, really user-friendly, wherein users can come on board, easily do their transactions, and had very few intricacies.
Sure.
Which is when we came up with the Zeebu platform, where a user can come on board, where their corresponding user that they owe money to can easily put a payment request in, and with a one-click interaction, they can do the payment, wherein the settlement is done within 3 to 7 minutes.
Beautiful.
Right, that's a large difference from what it was before Zeebu. Before Zeebu, in emerged markets, international wires were taking anywhere up to 96 hours, right? Which that's if everything happened perfectly, meaning both internal teams did their job. One provided the banking details, one did the one inputted the banking details right, and then the banks didn't mess up, right? Now you move over to the unemerged markets, where these same transactions were taking anywhere up to 16 days, and I've seen some scenarios where it was a month.
Wow.
Insane. Right, because the staple currencies of the industry are the Hong Kong dollar, Euro, and the USD. Right, now you think of some of the African countries, they don't have access to those currencies easily. There's long lines to get access just to do the settlement itself.
Right.
Once you get access, now it takes a couple of days, like even 7 days, 7 business days for it to happen. Right, so due to these factors, everyone had a liquidation crunch. They were paying high fiat conversion costs, and even up to $75 or $125 in banking charges. Which is absolutely insane. Now they come over to Zeebu, it's 3 to 7 minutes and incredibly low cost per transactions.
Wow. And I heard people make money when they settle on Zeebu.
Yeah, you're right. This is our customer acquisition program, right? I mean, also when you look at telecom, it's a community. So when you go into a community and try to become a member, it's like going to a new neighborhood and going around giving cookies.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like that. So we have a loyalty program. Every single transaction, every single user can make anywhere up to 3.5% in loyalties.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Wow.
So now they're cutting down their costs, right? Their time value of money for each and every transaction is a lot higher because it's 37 minutes the transaction is happening in. And on top of that, they also have the loyalties that they receive.
Oh, wow.
So it's an absolute game changer for the industry. And my co-founder, Keshav, right, he's always talking about how much of a pain it is for him right now.
Absolutely.
Where we have a large funnel of users that are trying to get on board just because of the cookies, loyalty program, right?
Sure.
They want to get on board. They want to get the transactions done. It's not just the cookies, though. I mean, our service and the utility speaks for itself, and the platform's user friendliness also speaks for itself.
Sure.
Right. So the telecom industry is absolutely dying to get on board.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That sounds very exciting. So I think one other thing that I enjoy the most working with both my co-founders is the amount of crazy ideas we get, the amount of crazy things we want to do. I mean, obviously, you heard Raj. I mean, we want to go out and change the world for good. One of the most craziest things that I've been hearing for the last 2 days is about the Zeebu Club. We want to go around the world, helping our communities attend concerts, attend musical shows, attend, any premier event. And the ambition is to make sure that if they buy with Zeebu, either A, they get deep discount, or B, they have very, very private access. So tell me more about what is this whole Zeebu Club, Zeebu Entertainment, and why are you doing this for the community?
Sure, absolutely. Look, I mean, when we got into the telco sector and we started making such a big difference, right, with our loyalty rewards program, it was, first of all, we saw how happy the users were, right? We saw the amount of change we were bringing to the industry, and we saw the amount of utility we were increasing, because loyalties aren't just a customer acquisition, it's also a catalyst of change.
Sure.
Right? We're incentivizing someone to get used to something new, right? That's the whole idea. So we wanted to actually bring that to a wider range of customers and users, where at Zeebu Club, we are going to have everything from discounted concert tickets, hotels, flights, cruises, Formula One, for example, Grand Prix.
Amazing.
Imagine being a Taylor Swift fan right now, and just because you're part of the Zeebu community, or Zeebu Club, you are able to get affordable tickets, affordable hotels, affordable flights.
Beautiful.
Right. Along with that, we are also going to issue cards for our users.
Amazing.
Right? So every single transaction, they'll be able to earn, let's say, 1% loyalty.
Beautiful.
You spend $100, you get $1.
Oh,
Simple.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
mind-blowing.
right. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody is excited and looking forward to it. Raj, I keep hearing this confusion. People say, is Zeebu a B2B play? Is Zeebu a B2C play? I mean, as insiders, we know what it is, but why don't you tell audience a little bit about, how do we cut across both the B2B and B2C side of the business?
Absolutely. So, look, I mean, we came out with Zeebu right now as the light version, right? I like to call it compliance light, wherein we're a payment settlements platform. We're allowing businesses, specifically businesses, to come on board, do their transaction in minutes at a low cost, right? This is how we're entering into a $120 billion market to start off with, but that's just the carrier market. For the users that aren't so knowledgeable on what carriers are the catalyst between your cell phone provider and another country's cell phone provider, helping voice, SMS, and data transfer happen, right? So think of, let's say, Raghav here being a carrier. I am AT&T, and let's assume my other co-founder Keshav's here, and he is Etisalat sitting in the UAE, right? Me and Keshav aren't directly interconnected, so I am going to need Raghav to take that voice, data, and SMS over to Keshav for me. That's the whole idea, right? So carriers are really the catalyst of the industry, and global communications would be almost impossible without them. So that's a $120 billion industry. From there on, we're moving into the telco sector, which cumulatively is close to $2 trillion, right?
Beautiful.
So that's where our B2C play really comes in, because we have a factoring product where, now that we've made settlements themselves quick and efficient, we can actually make overall invoicing quicker and efficient, right? So let's say I owe Raghav money, and he doesn't want to wait the 30 days, the 30 contractual days that he has to wait in order for me to pay him.
Sure.
He can simply go to the factoring service where the multiple Zeebu holders have staked their tokens, providing liquidity, right? And he can essentially draw down from that staked pool.
Wow.
That's the idea.
Wow.
And all of these will be completely insured receivables. So if I don't pay back the pool, the insurance company will. That's the idea.
Wow.
So it's not a speculative product. It's very, very simple, right?
Amazing.
The churn rate is about 90 days.
Amazing.
So that's one of our B2C plays. Now, the other thing is Zeebu Club, as I mentioned earlier.
Sure.
Right? And lastly, what we are doing is we're delving into the fintech industry as well. So we recently acquired a neobank. We're working through the M&A still, but we are, through Zeebu Labs, we are going to be acquiring more and more startups in the industry today.
Beautiful.
In order to create an ecosystem where our customers can enjoy all of the benefits that Zeebu is willing to provide.
Beautiful. Sounds very, very exciting, Raj. So Raj is very famously infamous amongst us in the founders as the compliance guru. Me being a marketeer is always pain in neck for me. He says, hey Raghav, you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't put this data out, you can't represent it like this. So Raj, tell me more about this whole compliance thing. I mean, because especially for someone like me who comes from a very reckless marketing background, for us it's all about going out and painting the world red.
Right.
Why is it so important for you, especially at Zeebu, to make sure that we are 100% in compliance? I mean, what does this even mean?
So when you go to dinner, right? Do you chew out loud?
No, I don't.
No, right?
Yeah.
That's just manners, right? Very
That's
simple.
right.
Those are not written rules.
That's right.
But you still follow those.
That's right.
Now, there are regulatory authorities out there that are giving you rules that are agreed upon by the entire nation.
Okay.
It really confuses me when people don't follow them. Right.
Sure.
So that's what compliance really is.
Sure.
Follow the law, follow standard practice, and you'll be okay.
Sure.
Right. So that's one of the mistakes that a lot of these crypto, blockchain, whatever meme coins that they've made, right? Because they get kind of blinded by speculative value behind their assets.
Right.
They just want to go out there like it's the Wild Wild West, shooting shots everywhere, saying whatever they need to in order to get customer volume on the exchanges.
Sure.
Right. That's just not the vision or the ideology here at Zeebu. Here we want to add value back to society, back to the industries we're targeting, and back to our community. Hence, following the law and compliance is very, very important for us.
Amazing, amazing. So Raj, congratulations. Yesterday we hit 100,000 users community, and it is growing like at an unprecedented pace. I know we all, you, me, Keshav, I mean all the three founding team members love what our community has to say, and we take their feedback very seriously. The engagement is at its all-time high. What is your next milestone? Where do you want to see this going?
So thank you, by the way, and congrats to you too. You're the man making it happen.
Thank you.
But look, I mean, hitting 100K in community was a big milestone for us because it tells us how much people really care about the project.
Sure.
And it also helps us assess, it's almost a metric on how big of an effect we're making in the market today, right? And how much attention we're getting.
Sure.
Right? So the messaging is really important there. All of those community members, I hope the engagement is high, and I hope we go anywhere up to 10 million over the next year.
Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
Because the more community members we have, the more value we can disperse amongst them and generate for the community itself.
Sure. Raj, I think last time we spoke over a glass of wine, it was 5 million. Looks like you're putting me under pressure now on this video interview right here. So that's phenomenal, Raj. Great.
I take my opportunities when I get them, right?
Cool. So, Raj, I heard you talk about the Zeebu Club. I heard you talk about the Zeebu Labs. I know Keshav takes immense pride in talking about everything else that we do at Zeebu. What else is cooking at Zeebu, right? I mean, people, community or people, followers, everybody wants to know what else is cooking, what else is happening in Zeebu.
So we actually have a relatively big R&D budget in-house because the second we stop innovating, right, we slow down. So we're working on a few things. We are planning on coming out with our own chain potentially.
Wow.
It's not set in stone whatsoever. We're working on it right now. We're working on the consensus mechanism as well.
Beautiful.
The whole idea about it is, if we have so many community members, right, why not bring it all on our chain to maintain more and more clarity as we go forward?
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Raj. Raj, thank you so much for taking your time. I know you have crazy schedule, back-to-back meetings. Have a wonderful and a very fruitful trip in 2049, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.